Welcome and good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you are. This is Chris speaking, Chris Armbruster for the AI Guild. And today we're here to talk about mission statements. And we're going to be looking at examples of data scientists. Apologies, something isn't working. Now we're on live. Okay, cool. So hello and welcome again. Hello and welcome and good afternoon. Today's topic is mission statements. It's a mission statement on your LinkedIn or on your CV, and we're going to be looking at examples for data scientists. So why are we doing this? We're doing this because we're looking at data careers, and based on the many practitioners that we work with, we are developing an understanding on how practitioners are specializing and what practitioners can do to further their career, with their current employer, to further their career as a freelance, in attracting clients and working with them, and also sometimes when you're looking for a new challenge. So whatever situation you are, we're going to be looking at mission statements and the way that you can use them on your LinkedIn profile or a CV or resume. And today's focus is going to be on data scientists. Let's talk about what that means by diving in with an example. So this is actually, of course, a senior person's profile statement. So data science manager with 5+ years of hands-on experience as a tech lead. For example, NLP, machine learning, and deep learning. I built data infrastructure from scratch and productionized models within 12 months. After achieving buy-in from the management, the company doubled the investment. My experience encompasses startups, consultancy, and corporates. My domain expertise includes marketplaces, manufacturing, procurement, supply chain, and finance. So what's going on here? What's going on here is that you initially say who you are professionally, so data science manager. Then you very quickly qualify or prove, so to speak, what that actually means. So in this case, it says here 5 years of hands-on experience as a tech lead. So this data science manager has been in the profession for 5 years, and he's worked as a tech lead. And that is the type of manager or data science manager that he then is. Then, in which kind of fields or domains, NLP, machine learning, and deep learning. So not analytics, for example, and not computer vision. Yeah, those areas. Okay, then, how do I substantiate my claim? What is my strength? What can a company, my employer, a client rely on that I will achieve? I build data infrastructure from scratch and productionized models within 12 months. So that is a short timeline. It also actually means that you're not just looking at productionizing models, but you understand that you need a data infrastructure to do that well. Okay, within 12 months. Then if you're a manager, you need to deal with your company and your stakeholders. So it says here, after achieving buy-in from management, the company doubled the investment. So that is a clear outcome. Okay, and then a more broader statement on the type of companies that he's worked for, and the kind of domains that he has some expertise in. So this is your mission statement. This is your profile statement, and this is also why it's compelling. Yeah, in just a few lines, in just 3-4 sentences, the reader at a glance completely understands who you are professionally, what your strong suit is, what they can rely on when looking at your profile, and in which direction you're also actually moving professionally. Okay. So what's the background to this? I mentioned that I'm here and speaking for the AI Guild. So the AI Guild now is 1,800 specialists in data analytics, data engineering, data science, machine learning, deep learning, NLP, computer vision, and MLOps. These roles are increasingly differentiated and specialized, and insofar as they're specialized, they are specialized also increasingly, not just by the role, but actually also by the domain that you're working in. So you are then an ML ops in computer vision, perhaps in the automotive industry. So it's getting really fairly specific. And in the example that I just gave you, just to go and flick back at it, this data science manager with 5 years of experience. So yeah, he's a data science manager actually, but if you look at it, it was about NLP, machine learning, and deep learning. And then I also happen to know that a lot of what he did was document processing, and that for the document processing, the NLP applications were particularly relevant. Okay, so we're talking about specialization, we're talking about careers, we're talking about moving forward. And if you think about an application situation, so where you're applying for your next position or you're talking to clients, then of course, if you want to be considered, there are these four fundamental elements that need to be there. So you get considered for an interview or a position by highlighting your technical skills. You need to demonstrate your organization and business skills. That was part of the profile statement that you just read. And of course, your data experience. And you focus all of this by actually having this mission statement, having a compelling mission statement. And this is what I would like to do with you today. So we're just going to go through 7 more examples. I'm going to be reading those examples. I'm going to be discussing what I see in those 7 examples. And I want you to have those examples and be able to look at those examples to start considering what it is that you would put in such a professional mission statement. That would help you with your current role, whether you or in freelancing or perhaps in finding your next challenge. So, and if you have any sort of questions or any sort of comments, please use the chat function. It turns up. I will pick it up. So, hi Alejandro, nice that you're here. Anybody else that would like to comment or say more, please do so. Example number 2. I am a data scientist with 5 years of experience in Python and data analytics and structural biology and biophysics. I focus on AI-driven protein science and drug discovery. From September so-and-so, I'm looking for a new challenge in biotech and pharma in Berlin or remote. So this is actually a search statement. This is somebody that is actively looking for the next challenge. Then again, we look at it, it right away says, I'm a data scientist. So what kind of role do I want to be considered for? Then it immediately says, you can really consider me a data scientist because I have 5 years of experience in Python and data analytics. Now, this is somebody where it says then structural biology and biophysics. So it's somebody that's transitioning out of academia, where they've already been working with Python and doing analytics, but in biology, transitioning out and looking for a new role in industry. As you can read in the last sentence, I'm looking for a new challenge in biotech and pharma. Okay. And then, what's my strong suit? What is it? AI-driven protein science and drug discovery. So this is also a really excellent way of making the bridge, right? So you want to be considered as a data scientist. So you don't actually say I'm a postdoctoral researcher or something like this, or a PhD or whatever it is. You say I'm a data scientist. And actually I have experience with Python. And I did analytics in biology. And there's something I'm really good at: protein science and drug discovery. Now, that is precisely, of course, appealing to biotech and pharma. So the career path is really clear. Your competence is clear. The fact that you have so many years of programming experience is really, really great. And it helps everybody. So you help yourself on your LinkedIn, or you help yourself on the CV with such a profile statement. You help companies that are considering to interview you, because in a nutshell, just by reading this, I already know whether I want to talk to you. Yeah? And this is the thing, the focus makes it more likely that I want to talk to you. So, sometimes when looking for a new challenge, we think that we need to be open to the opportunities. Well, if you're open to the opportunities, it's not really clear what opportunity you're looking for. So the more specific you are, the more easily people can relate and say, I like this. This looks like it's interesting. We're in the field of pharma and biotech. Let's talk to you. And then also it actually helps you if you think about LinkedIn and the fact that you have a network and you have second degree connections, and very often people will recommend that if you are looking for a new challenge, don't try and go in the front door. So don't just send an application to HR. Find the side entrance. And find the side entrance means find people already working at the company, go and talk to them. Find out what the company is doing, find out whether it's a fit, find out if they actually have a data infrastructure on which you can work. And then have something like have your 2-page CV with this profile statement, or just be able to send them this profile statement and point them to your LinkedIn so they can, with confidence, if interested, recommend you internally for an interview. And this is it. You make it easy for people. Yeah, just 3-4 lines, and it's already clear that you're an interesting candidate in that field. So this really works. Let's move on to the next one. And I'm happy to have your comments or questions on this. So, example 3. I'm a data scientist with a PhD in political science and 5+ years of R in statistics. Another person transitioning, and I purposefully picked here somebody in a completely different field, and also just to show that if you're from a STEM discipline, yes, it's often easier, but it doesn't have to be. You can also be from the social sciences. And here we have somebody with R in statistics. I enjoy data wrangling and feature engineering. I am actively looking for a new role in a consultancy or a startup. My domain expertise is relevant to digital marketing and customer insights. Okay, again, right? We are looking at 3-4 sentences. That's it. At the top of your CV or at the top of your LinkedIn profile, really short, at a glance, reading in less than 1 minute. And already I'm interested because I have something in digital marketing, and customer insights are really important to me. That's actually quite a lot of companies. And the person has also now told me that they're looking for a new role in a consultancy or a startup. So should I be such a company? I'm interested. Yes, so there's also a bet here to say, I don't want to work for corporate. So if you're a really big, giant company, I'm not really that interested. And I think that's fair enough, right? So maybe you know this, maybe you don't know this, but it's actually worth finding out for your professional life whether you prefer working in large companies, or you prefer small companies, or you prefer dynamic companies, or you would enjoy a consultancy role that means you work with lots of clients. It's worth finding that out, what you thrive on, and then being able to state that, because companies that are that would then know that you have already reflected on this and you have a pretty clear understanding what type of company you're good at, you like. And that really helps. Okay. And then again here, going back to the beginning, I want to be considered as a data scientist, not something else. I have R and statistics, which actually also means here acknowledging that you may have some Python skills, but it's not what's special about you. And then actually to say I enjoy data wrangling and feature engineering. And that's important. That's also particularly important if we think about marketing and customer insights. It works here. So you have data, you have raw data, you have incomplete data, you're wanting to build a data pipeline, and you actually need somebody who's willing to dig in, right? Who's willing to do the wrangling, and to do the wrangling before thinking about the feature engineering. So put like this, I think this is a strong statement that kind of says, I'm willing to get my hands dirty, and I actually already have a substantial number of years with programming experience. That's the R. And by the way, I'm also good at statistics. So I can judge by myself and also talk with somebody else about the fact whether what I'm doing is really meaningful and is working. Yeah. And it isn't just something that I think, but actually it's not working. The model isn't good enough. The correlation isn't there. The causation isn't there. So I have an understanding of statistics. So here's example number 3 to wrap it up. Yeah, in a few lines, a really strong statement that qualifies somebody for a career in digital marketing and customer insights, working for a consultancy or startup. Let's move on. Let's move on to example number 4. So here it says data scientist with 2 years. So you're now getting somebody that already has industry experience. So data scientist with 2 years of industry experience. So this isn't entry level. This is kind of mid-level, because the 2 years now aren't just Python. It's actually industry experience, including software development and developing data pipelines on the cloud. Then a person that did a PhD, so I hold a PhD in theoretical physics, so another discipline, and have been a Python developer for 5 years. For example, high-dimensional data sets, feature engineering, and visualizations. I'm actively looking for a new tech, finance, or pharma challenge, preferably in Berlin or Germany. Okay, so this is somebody that is now actively looking and is really actually also saying, I am actively looking, which is also another way of saying, I'm available right now or in the next 4 weeks. If so, I can start later, but I'm available now. Okay, then I want to zoom in here on Berlin or Germany. So also something we sometimes leave open, but I actually think is really smart to be specific about this. So there may be certain cities that you're looking in, and then you should say so. I also really think that the or is a really good way of saying this because it shows a focus, but then shows other options. So here we have Berlin or Germany. And this should then mean that you say, okay, you know, my preferred city is Berlin, but I can actually relocate to anywhere in Germany. Anywhere. That's the point, Germany. Otherwise, it would say Berlin or Munich. Okay. And then new tech, finance, or pharma is a bit broader, so to speak, but denotes interest of the participants, what they would like to do. And then that they have been a Python developer for 5 years and they have substantial industry experience. So including software development and deploying data pipelines. So this is of course really relevant to companies that in terms of solid foundations, and also addresses the fact that in the German and European environment at the moment, most companies are still at the point where they need to get their data infrastructure right. So, you know, at the other end, you have companies that have sorted their end-to-end deployment and are able to run use cases in production at a certain scale because they have achieved end-to-end deployment. I don't mean your usual tech companies. Let's take an American example. So I don't mean Google. I mean Airbnb. You can go and check yourself. Airbnb has an end-to-end deployment platform. So that's where you want to go. But the other truth is, most companies in Europe at the moment are at the level where they first need to get the data infrastructure right and have the pipelines that could actually be used in an end-to-end platform, because you don't need an end-to-end platform if your data infrastructure isn't there. So this addresses that profile. This profile addresses that need. I think it does it really, really well. Also really by pointing out that the person has been a Python developer for a number of years, and therefore should make this type of company that is looking at really accelerating their data journey, at really making contributing to the data economy. That should be really, really interesting to them. So wrapping up example number 4, we have somebody with industry experience already, and strong programming skills for in it, data scientist, but actually / if you look at it, could also be a data engineering role. Loading the next example for you. So example number 5. I'm a data scientist with a PhD, focused on regularization theory and optimization. I have 4+ years of experience in data processing and modeling. I'm looking for a new challenge in Barcelona, Madrid, or Lisbon from October, preferably in a leading business team mitigating climate change and reducing the carbon footprint. So I'm showing you this example here because it's such a strong mission statement that isn't just about what type of industry would I like to work in or what city. I mean, actually it names 3, Barcelona, Madrid, or Lisbon, but it's really clear on the kind of contribution you're looking to make with your data skills, right? Mitigating climate change and reducing the carbon footprint, which is one of the really top 3 priorities in the 21st century that we, I guess, all have. And here's somebody who's committed to really making that difference. And then again, we have somebody who wants to be considered as a data scientist. Again, somebody with an academic background that is transitioning to an entry-level role, but has, through the academic work and by doing a PhD, a number of years of experience with data processing and modeling in an academic context, but it's there. And then also has a clear idea of 3 cities in Spain, in Catalonia, Spain, and Portugal that they would like to be in and work from. Okay, moving on to example number 6. Here is a really, really senior practitioner. Okay, it says right away, as a principal data scientist. As a principal data scientist, I realized the business value proposition for the top 500 global manufacturers in automotive and agriculture. United States, France. I innovate from problem discovery to solution delivery, 4 patents, 3 trade secrets. For example, the first automatic CAD, computer-aided design assembly for frequently used components, and automated visual engineering drawing checker. Say that again. Automated visual engineering drawing checker. So if you are manufacturing and you're manufacturing in agriculture and building tractors, you have lots of visual engineering work to do, which means, drawings really of components or parts or assembly, and you might need to check them. And there's an automated visual engineering drawing checker that really helps to pick up whether the CAD assembly work that had been done was done well. So just to explain that, for 5+ years, I've had line management responsibility. Okay, so this is really a very senior practitioner that has worked for very large corporates in a particular sector, automotive and agriculture, revolving around vehicles, and that has, can claim under his belt 4 patents and 3 trade secrets. So, kind of like in terms of outcome and also in terms of prowess. So, one is to be a principal data scientist and to really help a company move forward. The other thing is actually to be a principal data scientist with 4 patents. Of course, the patents aren't yours, they're the company's, but nevertheless, you patented 4 things. It kind of shows your capacity to innovate. And it's interesting in the context here of principal data scientist. So the focus is on principal data scientist as in the technical lead, as in the go-to person for the whole corporate that is leading the development of innovations, of new products that are either for the customer or for internal services. So this automated drawing checker, of course, is for internal processes. And the person has line management responsibility. So additionally, they actually lead a team as a principal data scientist. They're not just a lone data scientist or the leading one. They have line management control and responsibility, which means hiring and firing, just to be blunt about it, to be clear about it. But it's the principal data scientist. I'm showing you this example also to say this sort of professional mission statement, this sort of clarity about who you are and where you're going is relevant to you in all stages of your career, even when there's 10+ years, and you are the number one go-to person in your company as the principal data scientist or as one of the principal data scientists. So even then, this makes total sense. Final example for today, it's on my clock, it's 13:23 and we just have a couple of minutes to go. So example number 7. Data scientist with a PhD in computational neurobiology and 5+ years of experience in modeling, simulation, and analytics, Python, R, and SQL. I code fast and clean, and I enjoy putting models into functional pipelines and making them reusable. I'm actively looking for a new challenge in Germany, preferably in a company with a team utilizing a reliable data infrastructure. So you have seen it again. You're seeing this again. Yeah, the data scientist with prior experience in modeling, simulation, and analytics, Python, R, and SQL, so the full combo. Then an emphasis on the fact that the person is able to code fast and clean. This is interesting. So if you're coming from an academic background, I remember a practitioner once quipping to me. He had left university after a master, and he was working in a company that also had PhDs. And his quip was, "I've looked around. I code twice as fast as these PhDs." So there is, it matters. So how fast are you with this stuff? And can you make a claim that you code fast and then also clean? Yeah. So I have another quip for you from a senior person to me who was quitting his job and said, "I'm done with maintaining bug-ridden code." So fast and clean matters. You can prove it, super. Okay. And then again, somebody here who's actively looking for a new challenge in Germany. So he has as long as it's Germany, it's good. And then, however, preferably in a company with a team utilizing a reliable data infrastructure. So he's saying, where I come from and the experience that I have, I actually expect you to have a data infrastructure. You need to be able to show this to me so that I'm interested. So there are a lot of companies that probably don't have a reliable data infrastructure. They can still reach out to him, but then they would actually have to prove to him that they're close to this, or that they really want his expertise for doing that. But really, he's also making a claim about where he wants to be next, and that is working on a reliable data infrastructure, which I think is absolutely a fine claim to make. Yeah, if you're clear about this, this really helps everybody, because they know what you're looking for, and if there's a match, there's a match. Okay, so I've shown you 7 examples. And I want to leave you today with the fact that if you like, on Medium, so on medium.com, you will find a publication called Fluent in Data. And this publication, Fluent in Data, provides new insights and examples every Monday at 8 in the morning, Central European Time. So if you like, head over to medium.com and find Fluent in Data is the publication. And then every Monday morning at 8, you will get fresh insights on data careers, competency profiles, technical profiles, mission statements, and so on over the coming months. And then the final thing is, whether you're watching us on YouTube or LinkedIn, you can head over to the LinkedIn page of AI Guild. So on LinkedIn, the AI Guild itself has a page. And via this LinkedIn page, you can hit the sign up button. This is what this picture here shows you. And if you're not yet a member of the AI Guild, it will take you to the website and you can fill out the online application form. The AI Guild is for practitioners from data analytics to ML ops that are either in or product or business. So we also have product and business people. It's really important to advance AI adoption. So it's for all of those. And through the LinkedIn page, you can find the online webpage at theguild.ai and apply to join. And if you're already a member, how about referring our colleague or friend to join the 1,800 specialists that are a member of the AI Guild? Okay. So thank you for watching and being here today. It's 13:25, 27 actually, and we're going to be running this in a 25-minute format on Wednesdays and Fridays. So for today, that's it. Thank you very much for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day, and see you next time.